This video has been a long time coming, and hopefully it will explain why I am who I am, why I started doing YouTube, why I've lived the life the way I have. I'm going to start by saying, up till now I've not had an easy life. Heck, it still isn't easy. Far from it. I struggle every day. But I think it's about time I got this off my chest. I don't know if I'm going to publish this or not. If I did, then, enjoy the video or whatever. But I think it's about time. I'm going to start with the fact that the things that have happened in my life may have happened to you. They may have happened to anyone. I can't really speak for everyone because I don't know your life. But I figure if I'm showing this, then I'm opening up a piece of mine. A very large piece at that. When I was 1 was when it really started. What I consider my family curse. Or my curse, maybe. My brother died. He was 12 years old. He was in a car accident. He was hit by a car on a road just behind me. It's a main road, very big, very dangerous. He'd run across and he just, I don't even know. I don't even know why he would be running across that road. I can't really answer that question. But as I've grown older, things have continued to happen. My granddad, he passed when I was about 4. And my dad, he passed when I was 5. My dad had a heart attack. I found out about a week or so later, just before his funeral. My mum had told me that he was on a business trip. I wasn't told immediately, but I understand why. I was just finishing school, or at least I was finishing year 5, I think. No, wrong. Sorry, wrong time period. But I was just finishing up school, about to go into the summer holidays. My mum didn't really want to ruin the first week of summer holidays, and she didn't want to put me off school. So that took a bit of a toll on me. I mean, I soldiered through it. It was weird not having my dad around, but I eventually grew, adapted to it, I suppose. By the time I was 8, my mum had found a new partner, and she'd brought us to live with him. During this time period, Mum had developed cancer. It was lung cancer at first, and it developed, but she went into remission. By the time I had reached 11, me and my mum went on to holiday, and she'd had a fall of some kind, and basically it triggered the cancer again. Except this time it came back as bone cancer. It came fast and fierce, and unfortunately by the time I was anywhere near comprehending what was happening, she had passed. Shortly after this, I had moved with my aunt and uncle in Hastings. I'd stayed there for a while. It was sort of nice being part of a family unit, but it wasn't the same. They had 3 kids of their own. All great, but it didn't feel like home. So eventually I'd moved in with my sister by the time I was 13. Now, between this time period, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. This made a lot of sense to me because I didn't quite fit in with the other kids. I didn't get along with people as well as I probably should. They considered me weird. I was often bullied for being odd. As I'd moved in with my sister, I'd spent about 3 months not going to school. We couldn't get me into a school at all. It was an off chance middle of year 9 sort of transition. I had nowhere to go. Eventually I ended up in Hainault Forest High School. I'd got through this school quite well. I mean, it was far from the worst experience I could have ever had. It was actually a pretty good school experience. My life was pretty normal up until I had reached 16, and I didn't want to be a burden on my sister anymore. She'd had no luck monetarily. She'd been looking after all of her kids on her own, and she had no job, so to speak, so she had no income apart from that which benefits paid. So I'd moved out with my at the time girlfriend, who I'd stayed with until I was 18. After this point, we'd broken up and I'd gotten my own place. I'd lived there for 2 years, so this was up till I was 20. During this point, I had encountered my current partner, and we are still together today. But it was about when I was 21 that I decided that I wanted to do YouTube. Before that, I'd followed many different other plans for my life. I'd tried doing music. I'd been in countless bands, and every single one of them failed. It wasn't so much for bad musical performance, but more the fact that I could never get the bands to perform on stage. I was the motivated one, but most of them were doing this just for fun. I wanted to take this seriously. So then, fast forward to more recent times, and I'm doing YouTube. And I'm doing this because I want to make something of it. And I know it might seem weird, like, why don't I just get a normal job, be a normal guy? But I have always wanted to do something not normal, something that can't be done by just anyone. And the whole point of why I started YouTube was because I wanted to express the talents I'd developed over the years, whether it be playing guitar or whether it had been audio technician work or videography, photography. These are all things I picked up. I can play multiple instruments. I've not really utilized that so much in my YouTube videos, apart from the fact that my intro and outro music I create myself. A lot of the background music that I use in certain videos, I created myself. And I guess the thing I wanted to do with YouTube or any of these previous attempts at making something is to stand out, to be different, to do something that could truly make my parents proud, not just live a normal life, but live a great one. And I suppose in that respect, that's what's put me in such a tight spot where I'm barely capable of holding up my finances at all. But I have hope. I have hope that I will be more than I currently am. I have hope that eventually I will grow to be someone that maybe people can look up to and go, wow, if this guy can do it, why can't I? But obviously, that's no guarantee. And I'm literally risking my future on this. Honestly, I'm only making this video not for anyone to feel any sympathy or anything like that towards me, and I really don't want people to feel that way. I want people to appreciate what I create because it's good, not because, oh, look at the sad sack, look at all the horrible things that's happened to him. I mean, I want people to like my content for what it is, not because it's made by a guy with all these horrible things that has happened. I know I'm probably repeating myself at this point, but I can't drive that fact home more enough. Hopefully, by me talking about this, it'll help other people who've had similar situations happen to them feel a little less down, knowing that they're not alone. I hope you got something out of this. If nothing else, an understanding of who I am. Thank you for watching, and I hope things are good for you. Farewell for now.